This video is brought to you by Earfun. Today we're checking out Earfun's first open earbud, the Open Jump. And today I'll be scoring and ranking them against 19 open earbuds in 10 categories. The Soundcore Aerofit 2 is going to be the main comparison as it's ranked number 1 and it's only slightly more expensive than the Open Jump. The Aerofit 2 retails for $99 US, Open Jump $79. As always, you can customize the scoring with my free spreadsheet linked below. But let's get into category 1, comfort. Now fit is different for everyone, but I'm scoring the Open Jump a 9 out of 10. The main thing you need with this hook style earbud is a nice thin ear hook, and that's exactly what you get. It has a nice soft silicone finish as well. And this thin ear hook is going to work better if you want to wear glasses at the same time, although how comfortable that is will depend on your glasses and ear shape. Now the driver itself is not the most compact, but it caused me no discomfort. Overall, solid stuff. Now category 2 is the security of the fit. And I'm scoring the Open Jump a 9 out of 10 as I do for most of these hook style open earbuds. They're going to sound just fine with any kind of exercise. The buds that have a high score just give you some form of adjustment. For example, the Soundcore Aerofit 2 hook has 3 levels of adjustment, so you can lock it in a bit tighter. But all the buds with a score of 9 are going to work just fine. Now category 3 is the IP rating. And I'm scoring the Open Jump a 10 out of 10 as you get an IPX7 waterproof rating. There's no dust resistance, but for open ear standards, this is about as good as it gets. So technically you could accidentally drop your buds in like a pool and they should survive. Now category 4 is case and battery life. And I'm scoring the Open Jump a 9 out of 10. As you get 11 hours of battery on the earbuds, 42 hours in total with the case. So more than enough for a full day of use. Also chuck the buds in the case for 10 minutes so you can get 2 hours of playback on the earbuds. And you don't get wireless charging, which is pretty rare, but the Soundcore Aerofit 2 does have it. The case is also pretty similar in size to the Aerofit 2, slightly thicker, but it's still pretty pocketable. The build quality is not quite on the same level. The Earfun plastics have a slightly cheaper feel compared to Soundcore, but the bud is slightly cheaper, so kind of expected. Now, category 5 is controls, and I'm scoring the Open Jump a 9 out of 10. Great stuff as always from Earfun. So you get regular touch controls here with a single, double, triple tap, and long hold. The sensitivity is solid, and you're able to customize each function on the left or right earbud with complete freedom. So you can add in all the controls you need, including volume, voice assistant, or choosing no function. You can also set the low latency gaming mode to the triple tap or long hold. Now you're not able to mute your microphone using the touch controls when you're on a phone call. You can only answer a call, reject a call, or adjust your volume up and down. You also don't get any beep feedback when using the touch controls, which I personally like. I just like to get a bit of feedback to know that I've tapped and the actual controls worked, but a lot of people don't like beep feedback. So there you go, you don't get it. And there's also no wearing detection, which will automatically pause and play your music. Keep in mind, most open earbuds don't have it. Only the One More Fit S50 and Huawei FreeClip have it. But now into category 6, connectivity. And you basically get everything you need here, so I'm scoring them a 10 out of 10. So you get Bluetooth 5.3, SBC, AAC, and LDAC high-res for your codecs. On Earfun's website, it says you only get LDAC and SBC, but I checked the developer settings on my Nothing Phone 3A and AAC is indeed there. Now, when it comes to single bud use, you can use one earbud while leaving the other in the case. And when using one earbud, it is going to work in mono mode, so you can hear the left and right audio channel out of that one bud. You also get multi-point connection here, so you can have 2 devices connected to the buds at the same time. You just need to pause playback on one device before playing it on the other device for that audio to kick in. And it's nice to see you get a low latency gaming mode here, so you're able to get latency that's pretty suitable for even quicker reaction games like shooters. Keep in mind, if you're on Android, turn off AAC, which will automatically use SBC to get the best latency. All right, now category 7 is call quality, and I run through 3 tests here: a quiet room, simulation crowd noise, and a simulation windy city with construction noise. Now I'm scoring the Open Jump a 6.5 out of 10 here, as they perform well in the quiet room test and the crowd noise, but really struggle when it comes to wind. So here are some samples compared to 2 of the best buds for calls, the Soundcore Aerofit 2 and Nothing E Open. All right, here is the call quality of the Nothing E Open in a quiet room. All right, here is the call quality of the Earfun Open Jump in a quiet room. All right, here is the call quality of the Soundcore Aerofit 2 in a quiet room. All right, now I'm going to see how the microphones block out some simulation crowd noise. All right, here's the call quality of the Nothing E Open with some simulation crowd noise. All right, here is the call quality of the Earfun Open Jump with some simulation crowd noise. All right, here is the call quality of the Soundcore Aerofit 2 with some simulation crowd noise. All right, now I have some simulation city noise, construction noise, and some wind as well. All right, here is the call quality of the Nothing E Open with some city noise, construction noise, and the simulation noise. All right, here's the call quality of the Earfun Open Jump with some city noise, construction noise, simulation noise.
Alright, here is the call quality of the Soundcore Era 2 with some city noise, construction noise, and simulation noise.
All right, now category 8 is app customization and extra features. I'm scoring the Open Jump an 8.5 out of 10. So you can get the earphone app on iOS or Android, and the main page there has your battery life of the buds as well as the case. Next you have your game mode toggle as well as your theater mode toggle, which is basically spatial audio, which I will get to. Your sound customization has like 1,000 presets. It's kind of awkward to kind of switch between them as well. I think that really needs to be cleaned up. But you do get a really solid 10-band EQ that gives you great freedom to customize the sound. You can also run through a hearing test to create an EQ for you, although when I ran through it, I found that the beep feedback I got was too loud, so it just brought my EQ volume really low, so I think it needs to be tweaked a little bit. Next option there is the ability to disable your controls. You have your control customization I ran through before as well. You have your LDAC toggle, and earphone does recommend not to use multi-point connection with LDAC on, which is normally the case with LDAC. Next, you have your voice prompt settings and volume, some auto power off options if your buds aren't connected to a device. Find My Headphones will emit a beep from the earbuds if you misplace them, and that's pretty much everything. The app works really well, the user interface is clean. I just think those EQ presets need to be cleaned up a bit. But now onto the final rounds here, sound quality. And a quick disclaimer here, your ear shape and size massively is going to affect the sound quality you get, especially with these hook style open earbuds. So I have pretty large ears, so the actual driver rests slightly above my ear canal on the Open Jump, and there's no customization of the ear hook. So basically, if you have larger ears, you're not going to be getting the most out of the sound. Big ear problems. But now let's get into the actual sound. We'll start with volume here. So in my max volume test, I've got the Open Jump ranked number 5. Not the loudest bud, but you're getting plenty of volume here, even if you're in a pretty noisy environment, which for an open earbud is very handy because it's an open earbud. You're going to hear everything around you. Now, when it comes to sound leakage, it's pretty decent here. So I matched the volume with the Aerofit 2, and the Open Jump leaked slightly less sound at 60% volume. Keep in mind though, when you're at 60% volume and above, someone that's close to you will hear a bit of sound getting leaked. This is just the case with every open earbud. But now onto the actual sound quality, I'm breaking this down into 2 categories, below 60% volume and above 60% volume. Because at lower volumes, the drivers can take advantage being able to push out more bass without distorting. And the Open Jump perform really well at low volumes. I'm scoring them a 9 out of 10. Now the stock EQ is pretty good, but here's my go-to EQ, boosting the bass, treble, and mid slightly. Now even with this bass boosting, it's still a pretty clean, punchy bass response. Like you're not really getting any sub bass, not that you do on really any open earbud, but you still get a nice impact with your kick drums. Vocals have nice low into them, as well as all your instrumentation. You also get a rich mid bass response, but it's not too muddy or over the top, which is a common issue with open earbuds. The mids here are also solid with my slight adjustment, just letting them get back to a nicer level with the extra bass that I'm pushing out. So the vocal experience here is smooth, they're still clear, not over the top or shouty. And I really like the treble here. It has some nice upper treble sparkle. It's crisp, but it still has a nice smooth response, so it never gets harsh even at high volumes. And it also adds to the pretty open soundstage. Overall, the sound is pretty comparable to the Soundcore Aerofit 2. The only reason I've scored them the same is because I can get the Aerofit 2 driver closer to my ear canal, so I can just get a fuller sound. If the Open Jump driver is closer to my ear canal, they would sound better than the Aerofit 2. But even how they fit me, the Open Jump has a clearer sound. It's just the bass that's a bit richer on the Aerofit 2. And those higher ranked buds also push out slightly more bass. I focus on bass a lot with open earbuds because you're really just not getting much. We need all the bass we can get. But now onto how these buds sound at 60% volume and above, and I'm also scoring them a 9 out of 10. So all the way up to about 75% volume, you retain quite a bit of bass. Each click closer to 100%, it starts to get brought down, but it's quite subtle. A lot of open earbuds will like dramatically bring the bass completely like cut it out on those last few clicks of volume, but it's a nice smooth decrease here to make sure the buds don't distort. But at these high volumes, this is an area where the Aerofit 2 performs better than the Open Jump. They're just the bass king at those high volumes. You just get the most amount of bass, even at 100% volume, that's quite a bit. But in terms of clarity, it's pretty neck and neck. The Open Jump retained the nice, smooth, clear mid-range and crisp treble you got at lower volumes. But the extra bass you get on the Aerofit 2 just gives you a very rich sound overall. Again, we need all the bass we can get on these open earbuds. You can see a lot of the clip-on open earbuds are also ranked a bit higher. Again, the main difference with those buds is the bass is a bit fuller. And do keep in mind, I think Soundcore has already released like 5 hook-style open earbuds. This is Earphone's first, so I'm pretty impressed. I'll quickly finish here by mentioning the spatial audio, or what Earphone call the theater mode. Basically spatial audio without head tracking. Overall, it's pretty decent. The only other open earbud that has decent spatial audio is the Bose Ultra Open, and the Open Jump gets pretty close in overall quality. When you turn it on, you can't use the EQ preset, so you do lose a bit of bass, but it really does open up the sound, gives you a nice expansive soundstage, brings the sound slightly in front of you with a pretty minimal amount of reverb. I never use spatial audio, but at least it's here and it's pretty decent. But that wraps up all 10 categories, and before we go into the final score, here's how you can customize it with my free spreadsheet linked below. So on there, you can compare all the buds easily. I have notes in there, specs, a call quality tab. And the personalized scoring is really simple. Just fill out a number in the importance column. That'll multiply the entire category, giving you a new total score for all the earbuds and a new custom ranking. But now the final scores are in, and the Open Jump finished in 3rd place with 89 out of 100. Pretty impressive for their first open earbud. But there's no denying the Soundcore AeroFit 2 is the better bud, with the adjustable hook, wireless charging, superior call quality in windy conditions, and richer sound at high volumes. So are those advantages worth the price difference? If I was to buy them, I'd say yes, but look, it's going to come down to your personal preference. Overall, this is solid stuff for Earfon's first open earbud. But that wraps it up. For more on open earbuds, be sure to check out this playlist right here. Thanks for tuning in, stay picky, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.